In the sun-soaked town of Santa Carla, California, two brothers are about to find out that the nightlife is more fantastic than they ever could have believed. With a kick-ass rock and roll soundtrack and more mullets than you can count, get ready for a wild one, because we're stopping off at our local video store and we're renting The Lost Boys. This cult classic proves that sometimes the scariest thing is a haircut. I don't care who you are, but if you don't like The Lost Boys, then get the fuck out of here. No. In all seriousness, stay, please. Please stay and watch. Right off the top, this movie rocks, and it ranks up as being one of my all-time favorite vampire films. The special effects and an amazing cast of actors, it's believable to say that this is a solid fan favorite with most people. So let's not waste your time or my time, and let's travel to Santa Carla and watch The Lost Boys. We are introduced to David and what you would soon discover to be his biker gang of vampires. They are kicked out for causing a ruckus on the boardwalk. The fat security guard soon finds out what David and the boys are all about. We are then introduced to Lucy and her sons Michael and Sam. They are just making their way to Santa Carla, California. Lucy, who is recently divorced, is on a mission to repair her life and is moving back in with her father. Grandpa lays down the law for the boys as no one touches the second shelf in the fridge. It is soon discussed with the family that Santa Carla is the murder capital of the world. That night, Michael and Sam end up on the boardwalk and are treated to some sweet live entertainment. During this show, Michael notices a beautiful woman named Star. Lucy is able to get a job that evening as she meets her new boss, Max, at the local video store. Michael tries to stay close to Star as he is smitten. He is able to get Sam to leave as they pass a local comic book shop. This is where Sam runs into the Frog brothers, Edgar and Alan, for the very first time. Once they figure out that Sam knows his way around a comic book, they give Sam some strong advice to be on the lookout for vampires. Michael finds out that Star is off the market as she takes off with David and the boys. Again, coming back for some sweet revenge, the vampires take their anger out on the couple from the amusement park at the beginning of the film. Sam again shows back up at the comic book shop the next day and has another encounter with the Frog brothers. They reveal their real cause and continue to push the fact that Sam is in real danger being in Santa Carla. Michael meets back up with Star at the boardwalk, but David and the boys show up and want to challenge Michael to keep up with them. This is a series of tests that they put in front of Michael that evening. After getting to their secret lair, they enjoy a little midnight snack. David peer pressures Michael into drinking his blood as Michael becomes one of them. This is where things go south for Michael as he begins to notice the transformation right away. As they're hanging from the train tracks later that night, Michael is able to float his way back down to his room. His mom's becoming concerned and asks Michael to stay with Sam that night, as she has a date with Max. Later in the evening, Michael begins to lust for blood as he has some serious withdrawals and attempts to attack Sam. But luckily for the both of them, their dog Nanook attacks Michael to save Sam. Sam knows exactly what is up as Michael is becoming a vampire. Michael is not sure though if he is truly a full vampire yet. Since they have figured out that he is not killed for blood, Michael begs Sam for his help. Lucy is quick to be home, but Sam has decided to go along with helping Michael. As well, you would do the same for your big brother. Michael sneaks away back to the lair and finds Star. He spends the night with her and ends up coming home in the early morning. Again, his mother is pressing him for answers, and since she doesn't know exactly what is up, but knows something is wrong. They begin to suspect that after a near run-in with Max's dog, and the fact that Max only comes into the video store after dark, that Max may in fact be the head vampire. Lucy luckily has invited Max to dinner that night. Michael unknowingly makes a big-time mistake and invites Max into the home. With this, it allows Max to get away with his reflection showing, thus throwing them off the trail. Michael meets up with David as they show Michael their true vampire faces for the first time, as they must feed on the locals in order to show Michael, again, what they truly are, badass vampires. Michael, now knowing that he must fight his urge, decides that he is not fit for this club. Michael shows back up home and tells Sam that he is in fact a vampire. Star shows up and lets them know that her and Laddie are part human as well. Thinking that David is the head vampire, the next day it's decided that they need to rescue Star and Laddie and kill David and his gang of vampires. As Lucy flat out does not want to believe Sam. It's all up to them. They're able to take out Mark, but this awakens the rest of the vampires. The boys barely make it out of the cave, but know that once night falls, they are all in danger. They utilize the final hours of daylight and load themselves up on holy water-filled water guns, a longbow, and stakes. They're able to get Grandpa out of the house, and Lucy is gone and Max is on another date. David and his merry boys break into the home and the fight is on. Sam and the Frog Brothers take on the other two vampires, while Michael squares off with David. In one of the more gruesome scenes, Sam and the Frog Brothers kill off both the other two vampires. After a back and forth affair, David is finally killed by Michael when he impales him. But nothing changes, so David must not be the head vampire. Lucy and Max arrive back at the home. This is where the big reveal takes place and Max outs himself as the head vampire. He goes to turn Lucy into a vampire when all of a sudden Grandpa rams through the wall and impales Max, and thus saving the day, as Michael, Star, and Laddie are all back to normal. Grandpa leaves us with the final line that he can never stomach all those damn vampires. When I went back and watched The Lost Boys, I remember just how special this movie is. When you break down the story, it's not the most violent vampire movie of all time. Sure, there are flaws within the movie, but at the end of the day, you take the actors that are in this film, you add the location, the effects that go along with it, plus the score and the soundtrack. In my opinion, you get some pretty awesome movie magic. I can't tell you I remember when and where the first time I watched this movie, but every couple years I always gotta go back and revisit The Lost Boys. And every single time I fall back in love with it all over again. You gotta love Corey Haim, and it's sad that he's no longer with us. The Lost Boys makes me such a huge fan of Corey Feldman. Sure, you've seen him in Goonies and Friday the 13th Part 4, but this film he plays such a badass along with Jameson Newlander. All that being said, and then you get the performance of Kiefer Sutherland. God, was his character so cool in the movie. Makes me want to drive a dirt bike and grow a mullet. The Lost Boys rocks and stands the test of time in my opinion as one of the best vampire films. So with it being summertime, I'm sure I'll see you on the boardwalk, and maybe, just maybe, I'll see ya at Max's video store.